97.3. It's Saturday, June 6, 2026. And what it means for you, football fan, that we have 5 days to the start of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Oh boy. Are you excited? Are you in the mood already? If you are not, I'll try and get you into the mood this afternoon. But from now to somewhere around 4 p.m., we'll be talking World Cup. We'll be talking 2026 FIFA World Cup, set to be hosted by the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico, or Mexico, depending on where you're coming from. But welcome again to the show. Always interactive. 0539969996, 0539986996. I'm Gabby Affair. Yeah, I see my YouTube boys. We are active, very active. We are live. If you're watching me on YouTube, I'm rocking my Black Stars jersey. Unfortunately, if you're listening to me on radio, you're not going to see that. Yeah, but I'm rocking my Black Stars jersey. So for me, I'm super excited. The World Cup is here. It starts on June 11th. It's just this Thursday. So don't be asking yourself a lot of questions. This Thursday, then everything can wait. The famous line, everything can wait. Not even European football, not Chelsea, United, Madrid, Barca. It's the World Cup, the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Today, we'll be getting into all the 48 teams that have qualified for the tournament. We'll run you through all the 48 teams, right from Group A to Group L. Yeah, you know the Black Stars are in Group L, right? So from now to 4, we'll be doing that. And then we'll be looking at the 2 teams or the 3 teams that will progress out of the group. You know, there's that opportunity for teams that finish third in their group to qualify. So they pick 8 of the third best placed teams to progress to the round of 32. Can the Black Stars be part? Can they progress out of the group stage? Carlos Queiroz says his target is to get this team to the round of 32. What about some of the other teams? We'll be getting into all of that. So we'll be profiling all the 48 teams, and then we'll predict who will progress. I'm not doing this alone. If you're listening to me out there, just feel free to send me your thoughts. If you're watching me on YouTube, if you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching Citi Sports, if you are logged in on the Republic of Football, send your thoughts on 0539969996. On YouTube, you can also leave your thoughts with me, your name, as where texting from, and also the countries to progress to the round of 32. Let me know. Then we'll get into the friendlies. Some friendlies are also happening. Pre-World Cup friendlies. Teams using the friendlies to prep themselves for the tournament that starts on June 11th. Welcome again to the show. I'm Gabby Affair. Manuel Angelo Kwachi here. Today, what we'll do is that we'll activate the phone line really early because I would love to hear from you as well. So at 3 p.m. phone lines will be activated. Then you can get to us with your thoughts. Like to progress to the next stage of the competition. Let me welcome Manuel Angelo Kwachi. He's here with me. He's in studio. Don Kwachi.
Stop it.
How are we? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. Adam, come and join us. Adam is also rocking his Black Stars jersey. And I have to say that on Channel 1 TV, every on Monday to Fridays, we have the World Cup Diaries that would be on TV for you. The voice you are going to hear and the World Cup Diaries bringing you all the updates. It's my own man.
This is a setup.
It's not a setup.
The voice behind the man.
This is a setup.
How is it a setup?
The voice behind all the
it's my man, Kelvin
TV.
Edem Kai. He'll be running you through all the updates. And also, for the uninitiated, we have a World Cup show on TV for you, right? 3 to 4 p.m.
World Cup Central.
Every Fridays, World Cup Central. So join us with all the updates, and then we'll have the games also when the competition kicks off on TV for you. We'll bring you all the updates from the United States, Canada, and Mexico. As we speak, Belgium are taking on Tunisia. It's a friendly. The two countries are part of the 48 teams who would be heading to the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Some of the teams have already arrived. I know of the defending champions, Argentina, are there. I saw Norway's pictures. They left Norway mimicking or what should I say?
Viking theme.
The Viking. Haaland was looking like Thor.
with his blonde flowing hair.
Oh, there's this guy. I don't know, listeners. I mean, if you can help me, those who've watched the Vikings, his son. I can't seem to recall his name.
I know the best you're thinking. I forgot.
Haaland was looking like the guy that the guy wants. The name is not coming.
The name is not Ragnar.
A couple of
Ragnar Lothbrok, and then the son was. The son, oh boy!
A couple of the Norwegian players have that thing about them, especially when they style their hair or beards. If you notice how Odegaard has been styling his beard of late.
Exactly. I'll try and get it. But I think it was whoever brought up that idea was good. Yeah. It was top notch. I mean, it depicted the culture of Norway and what the Scandinavian countries are all about. Yeah, but it was good. So some countries are already there. Norway are there. England are also there. The Black Stars are there, but they are not at their team camp yet. That's what I know. The
interesting thing about the Norway too, I don't know when they got there, they started training without their shirt. I don't know if you've seen that as well. They're trying
So somebody has texted me the name Nana Kwame 5980. He says the son's name was Bjorn.
Yeah, Bjorn. Yes,
Bjorn Lothbrok. Charlie. Yeah, that guy was hard. Later, I mean, he carried his father's legacy. Did a lot of, I don't want to say good things, but depending on how you look which side of the movie you belong, and then you can. But it was a good movie. Viking was a good movie. So Norway are there. South Africa also arrived in Pachuca this week. Senegal arrived last 2 weeks, and it was even watching the under 17 beat Tanzania to win the under 17.
Yeah, so I saw clips of the players.
The senior players were watching it.
That was really nice.
Yeah, Eden, but welcome to the show. Just quick thoughts on what we would have on TV, the World Cup Diaries. What should our listeners expect from that episode that will be airing?
The Black Stars are going to partake in the 2026 World Cup, as we all know, and there are things that will be happening in camp. There will be, if you've noticed, the Football Association has been putting out a lot of footage about different parts of their journey on there. So it's just like a dive into to see what the Black Stars is generally up to, what the team is up to, developments surrounding the team, and just like a one-stop shop for where you can get to know about things concerning Ghana,
the team camp,
how vibes are and everything are in camp. So that's just the kind of look that we want for that, and I think it got off to a good note. I just hope it's continue being the same. Okay,
great. So the tournament kicks off on June 11 as the 23rd edition of the World Cup. The tournament will take place from June 11, like I said, to June 19, 2026. Be jointly hosted by 16 cities, 11 in the USA, 3 in Mexico, and 2 in Canada. And the tournament is actually the first time that the FIFA World Cup will be hosted by 3 nations, and the first to include 48 teams. There is Colombia, Ecuador, Paraguay. OFC has just 1 rep in New Zealand. UEFA are bringing Austria, Belgium, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Czech Republic, England, France, Germany, Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, Scotland, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, and Turkey. For CAF or Africa, there is Algeria, Cape Verde are making their debut. DR Congo are there. Egypt are there. The Black Stars of Ghana also there. Ivory Coast will be playing. They played France and beat them by 2-1 as part of their preparations. Morocco are also there. The last tournament, they got to the semi-finals, eventually finished 4th. Senegal would also be there. South Africa is also there, and then Tunisia, who are taking on Belgium as we speak in a friendly, are also there. When you go to AFC, there is Australia, Iran, Iraq, Japan, Jordan making their debut, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, and then Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan are also making their debut at this year's tournament. So 4 debutants, so Uzbekistan, Curacao, Jordan, and then Capo Verde are the countries who are making their debut. 4 countries who are making their debut at this year's World Cup. Guys, I just want us to delve into the group for the World Cup. So group from Group A to Group L, right? Group A to Group L. The Black Stars are in the last group.
It's funny now. L is lost, and now L is the final group.
I hope that's not a bad omen.
I hope not.
No,
I don't think that's not a bad omen.
I think we'll be good at this World Cup. I don't know. I just have some.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. So I want us to do this, right? I'll run through all the groups. Okay, we'll start it. So I'll go with you guys, and then we'll chit chat around every group, do our predictions, who we think will progress, and all of that for all the groups. So it's a lot of chats we'll be doing today. Get to us 0539969996. If you're listening to us on YouTube, to leave your thoughts with us.
Doku just did a very Doku thing there over there.
What we're also doing, there's a friendly game happening. Belgium taking on Tunisia. Belgium are up by 2-0. Jeremy Doku doing Jeremy Doku things.
We should just finish that. I don't know why he tried to take another touch. Yeah, he shouldn't try. He shouldn't. Should have been finishing that. Not trying to take another touch.
Okay, so we'll be keeping tabs on that game as well. But guys, let's start off from Group A. Mexico will be taking on South Africa, the first opening game at the Mexico City. That game is on at 7 p.m. Right? When we checked.
Yeah, 7 p.m. Yeah, we're running through the games yesterday.
Yeah, at the Mexico Stadium in Mexico City. So Mexico are in Group A together with South Africa, South Korea, and Czech Republic.
This World Cup has, I would just say of the bus that this World Cup has very interesting groups.
Yeah.
There are some of the groups that look like they are simple groups. Then you really look at the profile of the nations and you realize
there's no cheap team at the tournament.
At the World Cup. And that group is a very complicated group. I dare say it's one of the groups where almost any team can progress. Like depending on how they play their cards.
Okay.
Most of the teams, I don't think the gaps between most of the teams in quality is like super huge.
Yeah.
So I expect
So hold on for me, right? I want to also run through. So we'll be doing this and then running through the names, the players who have been called up for all the countries. So I want to start off with
over 1,000 players.
Yeah, over 1,000. Well, on
1248.
1248, right?
Yeah. Wow.
The breakdown from Jude on work, Charlie. And a large chunk of the players will be making their debut.
Yeah.
I think that's what you get from the expanded tournament.
Yeah, I don't even think. I think this World Cup marks a lot. I think it's almost like I saw someone post something like that on X or Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, I should say. Yeah, I prefer that. But as I was saying,
X still sounds weird.
X sounds.
X takes me somewhere.
Yeah, completely weird. But I think this World Cup is like a passing of a baton from like one generation of football to another. If you really look at it, most of the stars, I would say, I grew up in my early childhood watching, are kind of like fading out, and there's like an era of like the birth of new stars. And so I think there's a World Cup where we are seeing in a while that most about a large chunk of the players are making their debuts. I think it's not a coincidence so it's kind of like an old guard turning it over to a new guard. So I think it marks exciting times in football. I just want to see how the tournament fares being expanded. I think that's probably the reason they spread it across 3 countries. The fact that it's of a huge nature. There are a lot of people who are going to be going to those areas of the world. So I think it's an exciting World Cup. Okay,
so Mexico, who are one of the co-hosts, ranked 15th in the FIFA rankings. They are playing in their 3rd World Cup on home soil. Their head coach is Javier Aguirre.
Former player Javier Aguirre.
Yeah, we played them in a friendly. For the goalkeepers, they called Raul Rangel, Carlos Acevedo, Guillermo Ochoa. Hey, this goalkeeper, he be hard guy. 6 World Cups, just he. Ochoa alone has 6 World Cups.
That's hard.
Jorge Sanchez, defenders, Cesar Montes, Joan Vasquez, Israel Reyes. There is Mateo Chavez, Jesus Gallardo. For the midfielders, they've got Edson Alvarez, Eric Lira, Luis Romo, Alvaro Fidalgo, Obelen Pineda, Obed Vargas, Gilberto Mora, Luis Chavez, and then Brian Gutierrez. For the forwards, Raul Jimenez is in there, one of the key players or their star players. Kwachi, you disagree? Why do you disagree?
I mean, no, I'm just. It sounds like a lot of work that you have to go through in 1 hour. Given and there's players from all over the world.
No, I won't run through just a few. Alexis Vega, Santiago Jimenez, Armando Gonzalez, Roberto Alvarado, Guillermo Martinez, Cesar Huerta, and then Julian Quinones. South Africa also in there. Hugo Bruce, experienced manager. So, Adam, let's talk about that first game. South Africa taking on Mexico. No, it's the other way around. Mexico taking on South Africa. A repeat of 2010. World Cup opening game.
I was going to say that was the opening game. Other way around.
I remember that game. Chabalala equalized.
FIFA.
Chabalala scores first.
Yeah, FIFA. Are you playing some funny business there? but that's
So 16 years.
Yeah, 16 years
from that time.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kevin.
I think in games like that, I'll always favor the home side. Opening game, right off the bat of the opening ceremony. Mm-hmm. The stadium will probably be packed out. But South Africa's team, in the last few editions of the AFCON and even through the qualifiers, they've shown that they are quite a good footballing side. Their manager is super experienced. He knows football on the continent well, and he's been there for quite some time now. So, and their team is full of players that come from their local league, so they largely know each other, and it makes the football a bit easy. Mexico too have like a nice blend of European stars with homegrown talents. They have a good league there too, so their league produces talent. One of the players I think we should look out for is the Gilberto Mora kid. I think he's a really good player.
I see.
Yeah, I think he might be one of the breakout stars, depending on how the World Cup goes for Mexico. He might be somebody who might stand out for their team.
Okay.
And obviously experienced Fulham striker Jimenez.
Yeah.
I think they'll be looking to him for leadership alongside Ochoa, who's seen it all, done it all when it comes to World Cup. So it's a nice matchup. Normally, opening games I don't like to call.
Yeah, they can be very scrappy.
Yeah, very scrappy.
Boring sometimes.
I usually like to go for draws in opening games. I think draws are the most liable. Most teams will not want to give away too much in the opening game because that kind of can affect your tournaments later on. So most teams try and play safe to get a decent result so that they can build on that. Because it's tournament football, you're not trying to play people for 38 weeks. It's just maxed 8 games. So yeah, I think that game will probably. I think I'd see like a score and draw. Yeah, I think they will be cagey. Nobody will try and commit too much, but I think we'll see some exciting football. I don't think we'll see a lot of goalless games in this World Cup. I think.
I see.
Yeah, I watched Spain-Iran yesterday, and I was watching Spain-Iran with you. Yeah, and the quality of the football was playing was crazy. So I think we'll see very, very organized teams in this World Cup. I think we'll see a lot of the underdogs try out.
Oh, we'll have a lot of underdog stories.
Tryouts.
Having all the headlines.
Tryouts.
Let's watch out for Curaçao though.
Yeah, try out their luck against the big teams. So I'm expecting a good game in the opening game, but I'm not expecting a game where one side will overly dominate the other. Yeah.
Okay. Kwache, do South Korea, the Black Stars played them at the last World Cup, and we beat them by 3-2, right? They would be playing on June 12th against Czech Republic. In that that would be the second game.
You don't go to the Czech side.
No, I don't go through their names. They have some very palatable names. So, even the South Koreans do. But yeah, the human son is there, right?
Yeah, he's there.
He's their poster boy. Of course, former Spurs and Kimi Jae. Hey, how can we forget Kimi Jae?
Bayern's Kim.
Yeah, man. He's there. He's also there. Well, not bad. I mean, what I know about the South Korean team is that they, a large chunk of the players who played at the last World Cup are still around.
Yeah,
they are still around. They are ranked 25th on the latest FIFA rankings, and a part of Czech Republic too. Let me see. Okay, so for South Korea, their head coach, it's someone from their country. Why are you laughing? Hong Yumbo. Yeah. The last World Cup was Paulo Bento. Right? Yeah, it was Paulo Bento. He was part of the candidates that he was interested in the Black Stars job. Unfortunately, he went to Carlos Queiroz. So for Czech Republic, I quickly just want to see what they have.
I mean, but they still reached the knockout rounds, even though we beat them in the tournament.
Yeah, they got to the round of 16.
Yeah.
So Czech Republic do have their coaching, Miroslav Kubek, and FIFA ranking is 41. And managed to squeeze themselves in via the playoffs, and then they are here. Kwache, your thoughts on that game? That will be the second game on June 12th.
Yeah, I mean, it could be an interesting game. I think if we're looking at South Korea in general, I think they have also improved since the last time we played them in the World Cup.
Yeah.
They appointed Jürgen Klinsmann in between after Bento. That didn't work well, and then they've gone for someone from their country. And even though the Otuado experiment didn't work with Ghana for different reasons,
Charlie, you guys allow Otuado to catch a break.
I was actually about to credit him. Like, he gave me a lot of immense pride to see a Ghanaian leading.
Yeah.
How do you call it? Ghana to the World Cup. Obviously, we don't have that now, and we might have a better chance. But that's just on the side. I think it could be an interesting game. I think going further into the rounds, I'd probably back South Korea. I think I saw the team that we played against them in the Korean Cup.
Yeah.
Obviously, that wasn't a vintage Ghanaian side.
Yeah.
But they looked like they had a lot of good talent. They have some players who are still relevant at the top level. I say Hwang Hee-chan. He's still at Wolves, but I mean, they've been relegated. But I don't know if maybe this could be a performance that maybe he could put in and try and get a different club, try and move on from that. But just in terms of the tournament, I'd probably think that in terms of the group, the favorites, but there's also a point that's going to come in for most of the other groups as well.
Yeah.
Just like the Club World Cup, I think if you can squeeze a win in there, or even the AFCON, if you can squeeze a win in there, you stand a really good chance of progressing to the next round. Because they're only going to lose. They're not going to lose as many teams as they would have if it was the round of 16. You'd be cutting down straight down the middle, like from 32 you'd go straight to 16.
Yeah.
And now that it's 48 teams, they're going from 48 then to 32. So there are going to be a lot of teams that are going to qualify through best of third places. And I think if you manage to get at least a win, you put yourself in a really good chance.
Yeah,
like the AFCON.
And everybody's first game is important too.
Yeah.
Everybody's first game.
I mean, everyone's also eyeing that one game that they think they
can win. Everybody's weighing up each other in the group. Panama is weighing up the Black Stars, looking at us.
They will probably think that we are the team they can beat.
Yeah. We're also looking at them and thinking that we have got a better chance against them. So, and I was telling somebody this yesterday that Ghana's chances, and this is a slight digression, Ghana's chances of progressing out of the group stage depends on that first game against Panama.
Immensely.
Anything short of a win.
And now you're chasing.
And especially if England beats Croatia.
Yeah, which I expect to happen.
England needs to start with a win.
Yeah. And you see, the second game, when we play England, the way England would approach that game against Ghana is dependent on the results they get against Croatia in the first game.
Yeah.
If they win against us, they can be laid back attitude. But if they lose, I mean,
exactly. So
we'll get there.
Will we?
We'll get it.
But yeah,
Group L.
Well, that's a very interesting point, and I think I agree with that in particular. And like you said, the sentiment runs a lot for. Obviously, we won't see it because we're not as emotionally invested in these other countries. But a lot of these countries are also thinking that if we can win our first game, we get ourselves on the board, and then in the next two games, if we're able to not necessarily
find the results,
exactly. And that's in modern football terms, that leads to whether you're playing expansive football or whether you're willing to sit back and look for something for maybe hit them on the run, or maybe try and get something from a set piece.
Yeah.
And if you look at someone like, not to digress Ghana again, but if your coach is someone with the persuasion of someone like Carlos Queiroz, that's definitely going to be one of your tactics. You won't want to necessarily go and try and play out teams, especially at the early rounds of the competition. You'd rather try and hold on and be firm. And as much as I think I agree with that point, I don't think all these teams are going to try and play maybe the most beautiful football in the, how do you call it, necessarily during the group stage. I think they'll try and hold it down, and then during the when it gets to the knockout stage, that's when they try and be more expansive. Yeah.
All right. So with two teams, or I don't know, should we say three teams?
I mean, I think we need
progress.
to go with two.
We need to do
with
two,
and
right?
leave
Okay, and leave the third place conversation for another day.
Yeah.
So, which are the two teams from Group A would progress?
I'd probably go Mexico and South Korea. But I think South Africa are probably best placed to also. I mean, Czech Republic is also. I mean, historically they've always been a good side. I think the way the European qualification works, also how to help them a bit. That's from next season or not next season, but from the next qualification for tournaments. I think this is for the Euros. I don't know if it will expand to the World Cup, but they are going to have it similar to how they have it for the Nations League and how they have it for the Champions League now.
Yeah.
In a tiered system where rather than having them set up in groups, the teams would play each other in this big group, and then the teams at the top. A bit like how the CONMEBOL qualification works for them.
Yeah.
And I think that would help with the quality. I think it would even the quality of teams that come through. Obviously, this is still a good Czech team, but looking at the group in particular, I think Mexico and South Korea probably. Mexico have home advantage, so they definitely need to try and make that count.
Okay, so Kwache to pin Mexico and South Korea, right, to progress out to the group stage, out to the group, that's Group A. You're having a conversation around Group A. You can leave your thoughts with us if you're watching us on YouTube. I've seen your comments. Leave your thoughts with us. If you're listening to us on Radio 97.3, the text line is 053996 996 053996 996. Let's jump to Group B. Yeah, welcome to the show. Rocking your Republic of Football jersey, Portugal. Yeah. So he's taking his neck out for Ronaldo.
But, I mean, it's been a while.
Why is good on you?
I mean, but narrative-wise, I think that would be the perfect. I mean, subplot to this World Cup.
Which one?
So, but the last World Cup with Messi winning his World Cup. Messi, I think Ronaldo is also at that stage now. If somehow Portugal were able to hold him through and get to a final, I think it would bring life back to the Messi Ronaldo debate. Okay. But that's
we'll get into that conversation. Let's quickly get to Group B. Group B has got Canada, one of the hosts, Bosnia and Herzegovina in there. There's Qatar, host of the 2022 edition of the World Cup, and then Switzerland, the final country in Group B. Let me give that to y'all. Yeah, Group B: Canada, Bosnia, Qatar, Switzerland. Is this a fairly balanced group in terms of quality? And I mean, your two teams to progress out of the group.
Switzerland and
so
Bosnia.
Canada takes on Bosnia first.
Yeah.
In the first group, then Qatar will play Switzerland.
Oh yeah, straight away I'll go for Switzerland qualifying from the group with Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah,
and Canada would have been a big contender for second place. But I look at the status of their main player or their star player, that is Alphonso Davies.
Yeah,
it's not too clear, and he's said to
he's
even miss
a lot of games this year, right?
And he's said to even miss the first game, the opener. So I look at that, and even if he was present,
okay,
I still would have had a very difficult time picking them ahead of Bosnia and Herzegovina. And now that his status is compromised to an extent, that reduces their odds to qualify, at least in my book. And so I'll go in for Switzerland and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Canada have some good players in there. Buchanan, he plays for Villarreal, very good guy, very industrious. There's Jonathan David, who's with Juventus, everything that they do, and he wouldn't even be there in the first game, and it is likely going to affect how they play even in the subsequent games. So I'm picking Switzerland and Bosnia and Herzegovina to qualify from Group B. All
right, so Canada have been coached by Jesse March, and a few players here I mentioned: Alphonso Davies, Richie Lai, Moise Bombito. These are some of the players that will be hoping to step out from the. Kwache, which are the two teams to progress out of Group B for you?
I mean, I think Switzerland. I think Switzerland themselves, how they call it, haven't been able to. Have they been good at tournaments?
Well, they've been solid in tournaments.
In the same way, like Tunisia have in a way been solid at tournaments, but have they been
No, they are way better than
set
Tunisia.
themselves
Tunisia,
well.
Tunisia just
Switzerland, they qualified to round of 16.
Yeah, they are mostly able to progress out of the group.
In the Euros, they always make it to practically. They in the past like 3 Euros, they are consistently making it to the round of 16 and the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
they are consistently making it, but they don't go beyond that.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a cap, there's a ceiling on how far they can go.
Reaching like the top 4, it's mostly has eluded them.
Top 4, no. But quarterfinal for the Euros, yeah, they've made it to that spot. But for the World Cup, they always make it out of the group. They consistently make it out of the group, not always. They because in some editions they crashed out at the group stage. They consistently make it out of the group. But once they make it out of the group, that's where there's a bit of a challenge. Okay. Yeah, making it to round of 16. But yeah, they don't make deep runs. So tipping them to qualify from the group, straightforward. I'll give it to them. Yeah. Particularly in this group.
Yeah.
But beyond that, that's where it becomes a bit of a challenge.
I don't think they've got very bad players. I'm looking at their squad. Brilliant Bolo for the forwards. Noah Okafor, Ruben Vargas. The midfield, Granit Xhaka, experience in there. Dennis Zakaria, Remo Froelo. If you look at the defense, Ricardo Rodriguez, Akanji. Not bad. Lucas Jacques,
their goalkeeper, the
Gregor Kobel.
He's with
Dortmund,
Inter Milan. Yeah,
so Kobel is with Dortmund now.
Yeah.
There's Zvon Invongo plays for Lyon, and then Marvin Keller, Young Boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the Inter Milan goalkeeper,
Jan Sommer.
He's supposed to be with Switzerland.
Yeah, I think he wasn't called.
Yeah, he's supposed to be with Switzerland.
He wasn't called up for the squad.
So they have a very decent squad. They have quite a good squad in there, and I definitely tip them. But before I give it over to Kwache, Group A, straightforward. South Korea and Mexico
to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Kwache.
I think I'm looking at the Swiss side. Bosnia too came through the playoff. They took Italy's spot after the Italian players were celebrating. I feel like obviously that would have given it's in this situation. I think it can be cut and paste, and I think it's a shame that Italy did not make it to the World Cup.
I think in that group.
Yeah, I think Italy would have been in this group. They haven't qualified. They didn't qualify for the last 2 editions, so it would have. Yeah, I think Bosnia are probably the second team that will make it through. I think Canada and Jesse Marsh. Surprised they went for an American, but
England have even gone for a German.
No, but
what would you think they should have done? Or what should I start with somebody from their home country?
I think my point with the coach picking someone from another country, I think that's an admission that at the top level of coaching within your country, there's no one that's good enough to take the helm. And I think with England, we made the point because no English manager has won the Premier League or has been close to winning the Premier League, at least in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And that just, for a country, again, if it's your product, you should also be concerned about improving your stakeholders within it. And I think it's just an admission that it's not on that top level, which should also, it should prompt you that things need to change within your country. Especially with, I think Jesse Marsh has been solid, but if you go by his achievements in the Premier League, I don't think he was... I think he's a good manager.
Former Leeds, right?
Former Leeds manager. He helped save them from relegation. But I don't know. We'll see what he's able to do. To do at the World Cup. Lopetegui too with Qatar in this group. That's also another. Didn't go too well in the Premier League, but even same with Graham Potter. You can say in a sense he did well with Brighton, but he's gotten a second chance with Sweden at this World Cup. I think maybe Canada can probably worry Switzerland or Bosnia, but if Bosnia were, I think it's an Asian squad, and the reliance on Dzeko might worry me a bit. But if they're able to be at least, like I said, be solid in the first 2 games and come up with a game plan like the way they beat Italy, I think, I'd back them to be the second team to make it through.
Okay, right.
This is just a quick side note. Jan Sommer, he's Swiss, but he's a free agent.
Okay.
His contract has run out, and he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
Yeah.
So this is just a side note.
Who are you giving this to?
So Chelsea can clearly look into getting the services of Jan Sommer.
How old is he now?
He's 37.
37.
Yeah, but with his performance or his productivity or his production, he doesn't even look like a 37-year-old.
Okay. Goalkeepers.
Generally on the average,
they get fine weight.
And so you might yeah, Chelsea might want to look
at him.
Maybe 2-year contract, nothing too lengthy of a contract, maybe like 4 years, 5 years. No, 2-year contract, let him play out. By then, I'm pretty sure they would have stabilized the goalkeeping position because it's too chaotic. Yeah. So many players in there.
And it's a good advice for the top hierarchy because they say that they've moved away from now relying on young talents. They now want to
bring in established talents a little.
I mean, that's one of the more reasons why they brought in Xabi Alonso.
Yes, and on top of that, he fits perfectly in Xabi Alonso's style because he's a ball-playing goalkeeper. Yeah. He's comfortable with the ball at his feet, and so he wouldn't compromise, his passing, the passing side of that particular system. So. Yeah, Chelsea, free advice. Yeah, okay, going for Jan Sommer. He's a top class goalkeeper. You can't mention top 10 goalkeepers in the world and not mention Jan Sommer. Unless maybe you're not watching the Serie A.
Okay, let's get to Group C. Well, listeners, you can send me your predictions as well. If you are listening to us, the teams that you think will progress out of the group stage to the next stage. On YouTube, also leave your thoughts with me. For Group C, we've got Brazil. 5-time world champions. The last time they won it in 2002. Ever since, it's been a topsy-turvy run at the tournament. Morocco is in there, the second African country after South Africa in Group A. There's Haiti and Scotland. Of course, favorites to progress out of that group is Carlo Ancelotti's men. Favorites, favorite on paper. If you want to do things by the strength of the players, comparing it to the other countries, you stick your neck out for Brazil and say that they should be the team to the first team actually to progress out of the group stage. For there, I quickly want to run through the squad because it's a team that is of high interest to a lot of people. Goalkeepers: Alisson, Weverton, Ederson as your goalkeepers. Defenders: they've got Wesley, Gabriel Magalhaes, Marquinhos, Alexandro, Danilo, Bremer, Leao Pereira, Douglas Santos, and then Roger Ibanez. For the midfielders, Casemiro is in there, Bruno Guimaraes, there's Fabinho, Danilo Santos, and then Lucas Paquetá. And forwards, they've got Vinicius Junior, Matheus Cunha, Neymar, Rafinha, Endrick, Luis Enrique, Gabriel Martinelli, Igor Thiago, your favorite striker, plays for Brentford. And then Ryan, that's my boy, plays for Bournemouth. Very, very good player. Question, let me start off with you. Charlie, this Brazil team under Carlo Ancelotti coming out first game against Morocco, that should be a good watch.
That should. I mean, that's probably one of the best matches of the group stage. If I'm being honest, Brazil again, to continue the theme of the discussion so far, they've also turned to an Italian man, and I saw communication in the week that the reason they turned to a European man is because they want to know how to be the Europeans. This is something they've struggled with in recent times, most notably in 2014. But I think that this is a good Brazil team. On paper, again, João Pedro should be in this team. There's no reason why Endrick, Igor Thiago, and I mean Ryan has been good too. But if you compare his form with João Pedro, I'm surprised. Unless there's an extra element. And how do you call it? Ancelotti has called him up before, so it's surprising that he couldn't find his way into this team. As just to give an update on the game.
Belgium.
Since the last update,
Tunisia, what,
5? Yeah,
Tunisia was 4.
Tunisia had a red card. Tunisia have been given a red card at 2-0 down. And Belgium have scored 5. But
one of the favorites, right, to win the World Cup.
if it was 2-3,
always with that high expectation. They go to the tournament and then Charlie.
But they have good players this season. Kuipa, Decatele.
They are not there yet. I mean, I see them and I don't see a world beater in there.
I mean, De Bruyne scored in this game and he looks like he's back fit. Surprised after his.
Let's see.
And they are playing them extensively because he and Lukaku haven't played or didn't play a lot of minutes in this past season for Napoli because of injuries. And so you might be thinking, Belgium are 5-0 up. Why are they still playing Lukaku in this game? He needs the minutes as much as possible because he's short on match fitness. he needs it, and
Okay.
I think it will get him to be in
top
sharp shape
Yeah.
for the World Cup when
Right.
it commences.
Right. We'll get to the Belgium conversation a bit later. Can you progress to the Brazil one?
Yeah, like I said, the squad looks well balanced. It looks they have good talent in different positions. Lucas Paqueta still getting a call from Flamengo. I haven't I haven't followed up with him, but I'm surprised that he was at his age and at the speed that I'm surprised he left England. There's a lot of conversation about whether it's relating to his betting, the gambling allegations with the Premier League. I can't speak too much on that, but what I'll say is he's a wonderful player, and they have enough to hurt a lot of different teams. Morocco to come into this off the back of being the first African
this
team
time
to
not with Walid Regragui.
Yeah, but I think the coach
sticking
that
with
he brought in
Mohamed
Wabi.
Wabi,
Yeah, I think Wabi too has a point to prove. He won another achievement that Ghana held on to, but they became the second African team to win the Under-20 World Cup, and he was their coach. And I think there was a lot of positive praise about the style of football in particular that they used to win the tournament. And I think Morocco have, even if we go by the last AFCON, despite all the controversy, they were able to make it to another final, and they've been consistent in tournament football since at least in recent years. If you go back to the World Cup and then the AFCON after that. So so I think that in this group, obviously favorites, like you said, if Brazil are the favorites, then Morocco probably have a shout to being second favorites. They should to progress through the group. Haiti might struggle at it. So this is their first tournament. They could maybe take if you remember Panama in 2018 when they played against England, and how they were very excited. I think England scored 7-1, but then when Panama scored, they got really excited. Building on that, now they come into a World Cup maybe 12 years later, and they're not necessarily underdogs. They're top 50 in the FIFA rankings. I think top 40 even. So that clearly shows that you can build from World Cup experience and get better. I think Haiti might struggle in this first World Cup, but then they might be able to build from that experience. Scotland are definitely one of those teams who, if we're looking at the third position, they probably might, if they are maybe unlucky and not get the same as Ghana, they may be unlucky and not get anything from the Brazil game. Yeah, they can hope to maybe take something off Morocco and then beat Haiti to make sure they qualify. But in this group, I think Brazil and Morocco are probably the favorites to go through.
To qualify. Okay, so Morocco are being coached by Mohamed Wabi. They made history as Africa's first semi-finalist in Qatar, and I'm sure people will be expecting that they make a similar impact after a recent coaching change. Let's see how they fare. Let me take some comments on YouTube, and also if you're listening to us on radio, you can send us your thoughts. 05 399 6996 05 399 86996. Sweet Kwame says okay, he was reacting to the Norway conversation we're having. He says Viking Norway, and Nana Kwame also, he gave me the name of Ragnar's son, Bjorn. Okay, let me see some more comments. Okay, Sweet Kwame says Mexico doesn't have a goalkeeper anywhere who is performing. Ochoa deserve the call up. Okay, Isaac Asari Bediaku Jr. says that's my school dad, all the way back in SHS. He's listening to the show from Southampton in the UK. He says keep up with the good work. Okay, he's predicting Mexico and Korea to qualify out of Group A. Okay, and for Group B, he tipped Canada and Switzerland to also qualify. Henry White says Switzerland and Bosnia to take first and second positions. Okay, Sweet Kwame says it's back again, looking for players for teams and not United. He says okay, Elvis Solid says I like your suggestions for Chelsea. Okay. Isaac Bediaku is also predicting Brazil and Morocco to progress out of the group stage. Sweet Kwame says, I won't hype Brazil because they will disappoint you guys with all this hype. Okay. Haiti are not a bad team. Don't underestimate Haiti. He's asking us if you watch their friendlies. Okay. Isaac Bediaku also says Scotland can pull a surprise in Group C.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
Scott McTominay and his boys, right?
Yeah, Andy Robertson. But it's not necessarily about Haiti's quality. It's not. They've made it to a World Cup. I think every team that has been able to qualify. I know it's an expanded version, but I think the the rules for qualifying were the same as they've ever been. And you had to beat other teams, and you had to be the best.
Yeah.
Whether it's in your group or whether it's in your your federation. So I'm not necessarily doubting Haiti's quality, but I think it's unfortunate for them, similar as it was for for Panama back in 2018, where I think they landed the same group as England, Belgium, and Scotland. No, not Scotland. But they were in the same group with England and Belgium. And they, at that time too, was only two teams that managed to progress, and England and Belgium progressed. And that's where I feel like similarly for this group, Brazil and Morocco are probably most likely to progress. Maybe same as Panama, Ghana. Maybe they can beat Scotland. But I think Scotland themselves have been impressive to get through to, because they didn't come through the playoff round. They actually won their group.
Qualifying straight.
So definitely, it's not necessarily about underrating them, but I think there are a lot of other good teams at this World Cup too.
Okay, let's get to Group D. Group D have got the host nation, one of the host nations, United States of America. There is Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. So USA will take on Paraguay on June 12th, and then Australia take on Turkey on June 13 in Group D. Send us your thoughts on the teams that you think will progress from Group D. So USA, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. I give this to you.
Oh yeah, one of the very few balanced
groups
in the World Cup.
Yesterday I saw a very not so good news for Paraguay. Julian Ciso. I hear he picked up an injury in one of the friendlies he played.
Yeah, but I'm yet to hear that he's been ruled out of the World Cup. So that means there's the possibility of he returning before the competition starts. Unlike Karl Lennart of Germany, who has been ruled out. So I look at this group. Yeah, USA, Paraguay, Australia, Turkey.
The host
Turkey,
nations.
More or less Turkey, but now it's officially Turkey.
Expectations low.
For the expectations. I'll go for Turkey, and I'll give it to USA to pick up the second spot. I think I'll give Australia. I suspect will finish dead last in the group. Paraguay, very pesky side, quite tough to deal with. They will definitely hang in there, be very competitive, feisty. That as practically all the South American nations are. But I think USA have a little bit more depth with their overall player quality, and I think those two will go through. So Group D, I'm picking Turkey and the United States of America. If Turkey can't top the group, I still see them being able to finish second. Maybe they might end up suffering a little bit of a shock in missing out on winning all their games because of how heavy offensive-minded they are and how heavy offensive-minded their players are. Their best players are all practically creatives. They are practically creatives, from Kenan Yildiz, Adagula, their right full back, who plays for Brighton Hove Albion, Çalhanoğlu, all of them very offensive minded. Defensively, they are always suspect. So if there's a bit of a shock, I wouldn't be surprised. But I still see them being able to rack up enough points to progress to the next stage. And so for me, those two are my picks. But for Group C, Brazil and Morocco are also my picks.
I see. Sorry, Kwache.
I want to point out another theme of the World Cup. I think there are lots of managers who have their jobs riding on this tournament to go well, and I think in particular I'm looking at the USA and Mauricio Pochettino.
I see. Also managers from the PL too, and lots of managers from the PL, because we've done about a few managers already. Jesse March, Pochettino, Lopetegui.
And that's even the ones we picked up on. I think the USA should probably. I really think home advantage should be a thing, just because of the support you have. Obviously, this is the USA. I don't think we'll have an experience similar to what we had in the Club World Cup. But I think in the Club World Cup, there were times where the games themselves, because of the popularity of the teams there, because I expanded, and maybe someone doesn't really follow Malumi Sundowns these other teams. They found it hard to get as much support as the other teams who are well known with more stars.
Yeah.
Which is only natural, but I think there's an expanded World Cup. Ticket prices have been crazy, but I hope everyone is able to still come out and maybe make it look as it's supposed to look on TV.
Okay.
Another thing they might struggle with is the fact that it's in 3 countries. So maybe I want to go and watch Ghana's game, for instance, like we're speaking about.
Mm-hmm.
Because of where the first game is, it means that if I'm only in the US, I can't go and see if you don't have one of those visas that allow you to just travel within the 3 countries. Yeah, I think Turkey and USA should probably progress from this group too.
Okay, so Turkey and USA progressing out of the groups. Let's get to Group E quickly before we take a quick break. So Group E has got Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and the Ecuador in Group E. Charlie, it knows you. Yeah, boys will be fine. No worry. Charlie,
And it will get worse.
yeah,
It will get worse when the tournament
yeah,
starts.
because your sleep is about to get
Yeah,
distorted.
we'll be watching games at 12 a.m. Because if, especially the games that will be played on the western side of the United States.
Yeah.
Even if the game starts in Los Angeles at 5 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
it will be 12 in Ghana.
Yes. Our
It will
first
be-
game is 11 p.m.
It will be 12 in Ghana.
Yeah, because FIFA have confirmed that.
It will be 12 in
kickoff
Ghana.
times. Yeah.
Because
So and it will be changing.
it will be changing because your boy watches a lot of NBA, and
Yeah.
so these things I'm used to.
Yeah,
it.
used to- So I advise for the boys. Yeah.
And practically this morning, even the game 2 of the NBA finals was played.
What's happening?
12:30, Spurs and the New York Knicks. Yeah, so
Oh, but I
that's what
I
we
really
have to
think
expect.
people will stay up to watch.
It depends on the game.
In the game, yes.
It depends on the
Because
game.
some of the games
If the game is quality,
will
like
be very boring to watch. and
yeah, I
difficult,
mean Curacao and
let's say Curacao and some
Ecuador.
Ecuador. Curacao and Ecuador. There's no way I'm staying up till like
That-
11.
Oh, you watch Caicedo?
Oh no! At that late hour, 11 p.m. and the game will end around because now they will have 3-minute water break.
Yeah.
There will be multiple breaks because of this whole VAR checking and all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's likely to drag beyond your usual 2-hour running time or period. And so the game will start around 11 and end around 1:15, 1:20 a.m. Hey, and the next day you have to.
Yeah, you have to come to
There's a
work.
game after that probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So
really-
what? 3 a.m.
Yeah.
There's one game at 3 a.m. Some of the games are at 3 a.m. Some Charlie.
Yeah, those are the
Like-
games that will be played on the western side.
Yeah.
The Californians and the Houstons. Yeah, those ones. Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing is like because the games will be there are so many games. It's not even a situation where maybe I think at least during the group stage you have to wake up and there'll be a lot of other games that you have to now
compensate.
to compensate. And now do you watch back or do you? I don't know. Just to have a fan, it's going to be an interesting experience, and I think the fact that where it is this time around is also going to make it very interesting.
Yeah. So boys,
Maybe,
we need to get.
maybe they could have considered doing the Qatar format where the games could have been held maybe in November, December.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That's
because
another.
the heat in the States during the summer, there's no way they can host the games, particularly in certain locations, around 4 p.m.
Yeah.
It will still be hot. For instance, Houston, you can't host the game at 4 p.m. in Houston in July. It will be hot.
Very
It's
hot.
practically as hot as Accra, more or less, like 35 degrees,
Okay.
36 degrees during that period. But if it was in November, yes, I know certain parts of the United States will be cold, but those ones you can mitigate it by hosting the games a little bit earlier in the day, maybe during the afternoons, where it is not too cold. But at the end of the day, it's already been decided, and so you just have to go with it.
I mean, the thing is, I think they realized they couldn't use the experience of last year's Club World Cup, because if you remember during the Club World Cup, they tried hosting it during the day, and they had these fans that were by the managers that were trying to blow air-conditioned air through the stadium.
To the place happen.
Yeah, these are the same. Like these are going to be more or less the same stadiums that they are being played in. So I don't know if that was not applicable to this year, or if it's something that's been held on for further on during the group stage when there are less games, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But
let me quickly just run through the countries in Group E. We'll take a quick break and get into that conversation. So Germany are there. There's Curacao, Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ecuador. Cote d'Ivoire were in action 2 days ago. It was a friendly game against France. That game was a really, really good game. So we're taking a very quick break. When we come back, we'll get into the Group E conversation that has got Germany, Curacao, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ecuador. This is the Republic of Football 97.3. I'm Gabi Ofe here, where Yao Ejeminta, Manuel Angelo Kwachi, and also you are there listening to us. Somewhere around 3:30, we'll activate the phone lines, and then it would be your turn to share your thoughts with us. Stay with us. We'll be back after this. This is the Republic of Football on 97.3. I'm Gabi Affair. Here with Yai Minta and Manuel Angelo Kwache. Today we're talking the World Cup, which kicks off in the next 5 days, June 11, 2026. Previewing the teams, the 48 teams getting into the groups. Then doing a prediction for the countries we think will progress out of the groups. Joining the conversation, you can send us your thoughts on 0539986996, 0539986996. If you're watching us on YouTube also, please leave your thoughts with us, what we are discussing. I'm glad to read your messages. Right, let's continue the conversation. Let's get to Group E. That's where we were. We're talking about Germany, Curacao, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ecuador. For that group, there's another African country in there, in Cote d'Ivoire, coached by MS Faye, 2023 AFCON champions, and they will be looking to make a very huge statement at the World Cup. Got a very good squad. Just quickly want to run through some of the names, some familiar names that would be at the World Cup. Jean-Michel Seri is one of the experienced lads in the squad. Franck Kessié is also in there. Seko Fofana, proper box to box midfielder. Forwards, you've got Simon Adingra, Yan Diomande, one of their rising stars. Evan Guessant plays in the PL. Amad Diallo, he scored against France, the winning goal. Nicolas Pepe, you can talk about him as well. Very good players that they've called up in there. There is Guelan Doué, who is the brother to Desiree Doué, who plays for the French national team. And you should see Desiree watching his senior brother score against France. Yeah. This group is really interesting too as well. Curacao making their debut. One country from there's Ecuador in the Cote d'Ivoire, Germany.
Tough group. Very tough group. You look at the other groups, they look straightforward in terms of picking the teams that will qualify to the next stage. But with this one, it's quite tough. And unfortunately, it should have been a situation where one of the best placed third teams or third nations to qualify should come from this particular group.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they could cancel each other out, and because of that, they won't get enough points to be able to make that mark.
Yeah.
Where they will qualify to the next stage as one of the best performing third place nations.
Yeah.
And so in that regard, there's bound to be a shock. So far, the groups, I don't see any shock in terms of a solid or a very good team or an excellent team or a big name dropping out or missing out on qualifying to the next stage. But I think it's the bus stops at this group, Group E.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one nation between Germany, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador, one would have to suffer a bit of a shock exit. I mean, Germany is the biggest name out there, and Ecuador and Ivory Coast are very good teams. But, Curacao will be the whipping boys, obviously. But there's a situation where they might end up, one will have to go. And honestly, I look at Ivory Coast, I see them qualifying. Funny enough, I think the battle for second place will be between Germany and Ecuador. I don't trust this German side. I don't trust this German side.
They are too flat for you, eh?
Yeah, too flat for me. And for all the work that he did at club level, especially when he was at Hoffenheim, Julian Nagelsmann, the moment he went to the big club, Bayern Munich, he did well, but he didn't do as he was expected to. That's why, even though he still had the team in first place and all, or top two, and they let him go.
Yeah, still were not satisfied with the work.
Yeah, and Thomas Tuchel came over with about 2 months, a month and a half left, and they ended up winning the title, and he ended up getting his name attached to that title win. And so in that sense, I look at this German side with all the expectations on him. The fact that their last 2 World Cups, they haven't fared well. No, their last 3 competitions.
They haven't made it out to the group stage in
their
the
last 3
few-
competitions.
Ever since they won it in 2014.
They haven't made it out of the group stage in the last 3 international tournaments. As in the Euros.
Okay, not just the World Cup.
Yeah, not just the World Cup. The Euros, the 2022 World Cup, and
then
the
the
last
Euros again.
Euros.
I think the last
2024.
year they made it to the
the
first
last
time
Euros they made it to a quarterfinal.
made it, when England knocked them out to the road to the
So
final.
at the World Cup they haven't done very well or done too well in that particular tournament. So in that sense, there's a lot of pressure on him. And I look at the squad, and there are a lot of players that are yet to really prove themselves at the top level. I mean, you take out Joshua Kimmich, maybe Goretzka.
So for context sake, let me just quickly run through the squad, right?
Yeah.
Goalkeepers: Manuel Neuer, Oliver Baumann, Alexander Nubel. Defenders: Rudiger, Voldemar Anton, Jonathan Tah, Joshua Kimmich, Nico Schlotterbeck, Nathaniel Brown, David Rom, Malik Chow, the Newcastle guy, right? Midfielders: Alexander Pavlovich, Leon Goretzka, Jamie Llewellyn.
Yeah, the Ghana guy.
Yeah. Jamal Musiala, Pascal Gross, Angelo Stella, Florian Wirtz, Charlie Nadiem Amiri, Felix Inmecha, Hassan Ouedraogo. I think for them too, they have.
Ouedraogo came in as a replacement for Carl Lennart.
Yeah, making
the
their debut. So
Karl
late
Lennart,
arrival. Forwards: Kai Havertz, Nick Voltemada, Maximilian Ba. There's Leroy Sané, and then Dennis Undav.
I look at the defense. Okay, you're going to get Jonathan Tah and
this German team. Charlie, we've seen German teams.
Antonio Rudiger starting as the centre back.
This German team.
And I look at
the qualities has fallen.
I think there's quality in there.
There's
individual quality. Like if you can get, I think the thing is, if you can get a good start, I think you can get a good starting 11.
No, but we are not saying there isn't quality. But
I mean, it's not a prime.
No, I'm saying that there aren't
Germany.
too many accomplished players.
Yeah,
but if you look at someone like Nagelsmann, I think he can get a good starting 11. Musiala, Wirtz,
can put together a decent team, eh?
Undav has been in really good form this season. I think he scored twice in the friendly that they played earlier this week. So I think he can get a good footballing unit. It may be the defense and the midfield that, as I was saying, they don't look like they have the.
But even the forward line
is quite good.
They can be bullied. That's my issue.
Question: when you look at who do you think you can rely on?
Think about it. Their front three is simple. They'll play. I'm pretty sure they'll play 2 players in behind Voltemada.
Okay.
Or Dennis Undav. Dennis Undav. Okay.
He scored against Ghana as well, if you remember.
Yeah. I mean, but that was under Otuado. So there are 2 players that are likely to play behind either Dennis Undav or Voltemada. Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala. And I look at all 3. If let's say Voltemada is the one starting, all 3 can be bullied. And all 3 will be bullied by Ecuador. Ecuador's strength lies in their defense and their midfield.
Yes.
They'll be bullied. I look at Ivory Coast. They'll bully those guys. You get my point. And a hack or 2 there, and the next thing you know, these guys, they are not really comfortable going into challenges and going into the 50-50 balls. So, like I said, that's where my concern is. The forward line, they can be bullied. In midfield, you have Joshua Kimmich and all, but who are you going to pair him with? Definitely, you're going to pair him with Pavlovich and maybe Goretzka. You do not have enough. You don't have too many or too much imaginative creators in that unit. So that is also a problem. Then you look at the defense. As I've already said, Llewellyn, he has speed, can play on the right full back, can play as a wing back. But you look at Rudiger, you look at Jonathan Tah, the recovery, the speed recovery. You look at how Ivory Coast, for instance, beats France. Look at the way they built their attack. Look at the goals. How they scored those goals. And you ask yourself, a pass like that is played. can Rudiger recover in time? Even at his old age, he's still faster than Jonathan Tah.
Yeah.
That should tell you how slow Jonathan Tah is. So that is also a problem. So I look at this German team from the goalkeeper to the forwards. Oh man, I won't be surprised if they get knocked out of the group stage.
Wow,
I won't be surprised. There's a funny feeling that I have that Ecuador are a very, very good team, very strong team, organized team.
I'm looking at the team,
and
just
I
like
look at
said,
Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
None is a pushover, and they
very-
might just end up
Yeah,
getting enough points to knock Germany out of the tournament at the group stage.
yeah.
I mean, in the last World Cup, Germany would even though they Japan,
When
they lost to
Costa Rica
Japan.
and Japan
Costa
in the
Rica.
same group.
Yeah.
Japan beat them. Came from behind to beat them 2-1 to go through. But I think in the number of points they had in that group, they would have made it out the third best placed team.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes back to the point. I think with the quality that Germany have, even if they're not able to make it through, they can still get through as the third place team. So I don't think this is the tournament necessarily that they get knocked down.
So Germany and who to progress?
That's the thing, because there are three teams. I would have easily picked one of those teams to be the third team and qualify. But unfortunately, because they are strong all round, with the exception of Curaçao,
it's difficult to pick them.
They will pick points off each other.
I see.
And so they won't get enough points to be able to finish as one of the third best placed teams.
It could be that group where you probably have Germany, let's say the team topping 3 points, second team 2 points.
Yes, it's very, very possible.
1 point.
Then Curaçao will be the whipping boys.
Yeah.
It's very, very possible that you have.
No, but that's the point. If Curaçao are the whipping boys and you get a win, that is what should progress.
If you get a win from that group,
you are likely to have a situation, the way this group is set up, you are likely to have a situation where Curaçao get 0 points.
Who is playing Curaçao first? Let me see. It's Germany.
You are likely to have a situation where Curaçao will finish with 0 points.
Yeah.
Then the team that tops the group will finish with 4 points.
Okay.
Because
then the second game,
because
gets 1 point from that.
Because do I see Germany and Ivory Coast getting a draw? Yes.
And that's the second game.
I think it's the Germany's Curaçao. So we assume that
the Germany Curaçao game will be very likely a win for Germany.
Okay.
Then Germany, Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire, a draw. That's one. And Germany, Ecuador, a draw possibly. Or Ecuador beats Germany.
But Germany still would go through with 4 points. They would definitely go through.
Yeah, they go through. Yeah.
But you have to also look at goal difference. That's why I'm saying that there's a possibility that
there are so many things actually tied around
a
the
third place team.
I was wondering, if maybe if the God work out in Curaçao, if they swing a surprise and get maybe a 1-1 draw with Germany or 0-0 in their first World Cup game.
If they drop points in the first game against,
and that's
Curaçao,
what I'm saying, and that's where the German panic sets in, because we haven't made it through the last three. Group stages, we start getting panicked, and that this World Cup, I think there will be surprises.
Okay, so you let's do the top two prediction. We'll leave the third place. We still have to do it. So who progress? Germany and who for you?
Germany and Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast. Yeah, I'm saying
Germany and Ivory Coast.
Okay.
Germany and Ivory Coast.
All right, let's get to the next
and
group.
We also have to look out for our Ghana brother in Ecuador, Johnny Yeboah.
Yeah. Johnny Yeboah
is part of the Ecuador squad.
Exactly.
And he recently scored in their friendly game win over Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Saudi Arabia, I think,
the first
2-1.
The first time I saw him was one of their
it was the
qualifiers.
Yeah. Okay, that's the first time.
Yeah, first time I saw him.
I saw him doing
wow.
the CONMEBOL.
No, okay.
Yeah, the Copa America.
Yeah.
That's when I saw him, and so he's Ghanaian. His father is Ghanaian. His mother is from Ecuador, and he was born in Germany. So he was technically eligible to play for either of those three nations, and he picked Ecuador. So
all right. So the guys tipping Germany and Cote d'Ivoire to progress out of Group E. We'll see if that
Germany and Cote d'Ivoire
fruition
with a strong shout for Ecuador.
Okay. In Group F, there is Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. Tunisia they lost today in a friendly game to Belgium by 5-0. Kwasi, let me start off with you. Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and then Tunisia. Another group that can go anywhere.
Yeah, and I think if you look at Japan in particular, over the last two editions, they've made it out to their group. 2022, they made it out with Spain and Germany, and then 2018, I can't remember the group, but I remember them losing in the round of 16 to Belgium. Belgium still come back to So they are definitely a dangerous team, and
perennial dark horses.
Yeah, and the head of their football federation was speaking about they want to use this as the tournament. They think they can reach the final. That's actually the ambition. So I think Japan is a good team. Sweden themselves, their qualifying campaign was really bad. Only reason they were able to make it through was because I think they qualified through the Nations League to the playoff, and then they were able to win against Poland. And Poland were joint top of their group. They only missed out on qualifying directly through goal difference. Obviously, that's the way football works. But I think and maybe that's also a sign of the impact that Graham Potter has had. But I also think that sometimes that's the, you can say it's a beauty, but you can say it's also the nature of tournament football. If that makes sense. You can be consistent and be good throughout, but then if you don't come on the day, you you can easily get knocked out, and that's what happened to Poland and Sweden.
Yeah,
have been able to make it through to the World Cup.
Sweden are being coached by Graham Potter.
Yeah, but
I watched their friendly against who did they even play?
Greece. Greece. You watched their friendly. Well, Shemeka's got a goal for Greece early on. They have quality. That's the thing about, and it's not as spread out throughout the team. But you saw it even their years with Zlatan. I don't think they were not as consistent at tournament football. They were able to make it to, I think, a World Cup, if I'm right. But but this year they've been able to get this far. They have a barely fit Alexander Isak. We'll see what he looks like in the World Cup. He's wearing a beard now, like we saw in the in the game, which was
looking weird.
It's an interesting look for him. Yeah, Gyökeres is on the back of a wonderful season, and I think maybe they can probably be one of the teams to spring a surprise.
Yeah,
I think this is a really, really evenly matched group. Even the Netherlands, it'll be interesting to see what they look like under Koeman. But going through, I think I'd probably back Japan and the Netherlands.
Japan and Netherlands. I see. Yeah, quickly on that, so we can do the next group. Group F.
Yes.
Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia. Another African country here.
Yeah, Japan practically they are the Asian version of Switzerland, where they constantly qualify beyond the groups, or consistently qualify beyond the group stage. But yeah, their ceiling looks to be capped once they get to the knockout stages. So I'll pick Japan and the Netherlands to progress from the group. Sweden, they'll be competitive, but I don't see them getting one of those top two spots. And Tunisia will definitely be the whipping boys.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm picking Netherlands and Japan. And Netherlands are my dark horse pick to win the title. They are my dark horse pick to win the World Cup. I didn't see that come. Yeah. They have a very balanced squad. From goalkeeper to the forwards, very, very balanced
managed
squad.
by Ronald Koeman.
Very, very good, balanced squad.
Really good players.
A lot of people are raving and talking about the Spanish midfield, the France forward line.
They're not receiving a lot of shouts, eh?
But consistently people overlook the Dutch midfield and even their back line.
The back line.
You have Jurien Timber.
It's an exclusively English Premier League backline.
Denzel Dumfries.
You
Van
have
Hecke. Nathan Ake.
Oh, forget Van Hecke. You have Nathan Ake.
Timber.
You have Nathan Ake, Jurien Timber, Virgil van Dijk, Mickey van der Veen, then
Dumfries,
Hato, then Dumfries.
Yeah.
There's a clear probability or a big probability that you wouldn't even have Nathan Ake starting. He wouldn't start because Jurien Timber will be the one playing on the left side. As a left fullback.
And then Dumfries as a right.
So then you have centre back Mickey van der Veen and Virgil van Dijk.
Okay.
Hato will come from the bench. He's not beating anyone.
Or if maybe be deputy to Jurien Timber. That's if he
exactly. Ake too has that flexibility.
Ake can play as a left fullback, and so in that sense,
I mean, Hato, Timber, and Ake are all versatile enough to play as centre back or across
the back line. So they are very, very good. And then you look at the midfield. You have Nigel de Jong playing as a deep line playmaker, flanked by two very athletic, technically good players in Ryan Graffenberg and Tijani Reinders.
Okay.
Then you have Koop Miners coming off the bench. And Jurgen Timber's brother, Quentin Timber.
Yeah, Quentin Timber.
Yeah.
He looks like him.
Those guys, trust me, the Netherlands
It's
are
like
a very good team
more like a
to watch
photocopy.
out
Yeah, I'm
for.
actually looking at the Netherlands squad.
Yeah.
And I think he's
They are my
making a
dark
really
horse
good
pick to
point.
win the title.
All I would say is they don't have a
to
win
win the
it.
title. Yes,
they don't have a center
the
forward.
striker,
Yeah.
the striker bit.
But if you go
is-
with Daniel Malin's form for
Yes.
Roma this season,
But Wood Vegas is here.
yeah, he is an emergency striker. When they need to, when they get desperate and they need to throw in something different, that's when they will bring him up.
Yeah,
As we saw at the last World Cup, you
Yeah.
remember that brilliant
Yeah.
game they
Yeah,
played
yeah,
against
yeah,
Argentina?
yeah.
He came in and practically changed the
But
outlook of the Dutch
I
team.
like the blend of the forwards that they've got.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
profile of the players in there.
Yeah, bro.
Because Justin
Lang
Kluivert,
especially.
Wood Vegas, Memphis Depay, gives you something different.
Yeah.
Cody Gakpo, different.
Donyell Malen.
Donyell Malen, Brian Broby, big.
Strong,
Then
muscular,
some of them-
It depends on how
tenacious.
good you are.
I like the blend.
Yeah, some of you
Yeah.
very creative, fleet-footed. Then you have Cody Gakpo,
Yeah.
who give you the flair.
Oh, Noah Lang should be starting instead of Cody Gakpo.
No,
I don't think
I'm
Arne
just going
Slot
through
has
the
it.
list. I'm just going through the
I'm sorry,
list.
I was-
Then you have Memphis Depay, very experienced. With Vegas, height, power. Not Brian Broby. Donyell Malen, speedy guy. Agent of Chaos. Yeah, I think they have a very brilliant squad. Who starts? I think I'll go with. I'll definitely start Cody Gakpo. I'll start Donyell Malen, and who starts on the right? I think I'll start Brian Broby. I'll start Brian Broby,
Not Somerville.
Donyell Malen, and no, Somerville will be an X factor off the bench.
Okay.
I'll start Brian Broby, Donyell Malen, and Cody Gakpo. I think that's the perfect mix: power, speed, and a bit of height and flair with Cody Gakpo coming in.
So
I mean, just to touch on the
interesting.
forward line bit,
real quick.
Yeah, and maybe Gakpo, Depay, and maybe how do you call it, Lang.
The pace coming off a major injury.
I'm just.
There was even reports that Ronald Koeman delayed announcing the squad because he wanted to wait for the
Confirmation,
medical report of the pace injury, whether he would be able to recover in time to play in the competition or not. And so, yeah, I definitely see Depay coming off the bench a little bit, not because he isn't good or he wasn't performing, but because of his injury issue. So I'm pretty sure Ronald Koeman will start Brian Broby and Donyell Malen with Cody Gakpo as the starters.
Interesting. Let's see. I'll tip Netherlands to win.
And funny
tournament.
enough, just a quick one.
Yeah.
A mathematician who has correctly predicted the winners of the last 3 World Cups.
What's the percentage for?
He picked the Netherlands to
win
win this year's World Cup.
I see.
Yes, he picked the Netherlands to
Interesting.
win this year's World Cup.
Okay.
Clement, that's his surname.
Okay.
I've forgotten his first name. He picked the Netherlands to win this year's World Cup, and even before he announced it, I had this feeling that
it was your time.
If there's any team that might sneak into the final and probably win it, then as a dark horse, there's the Dutch team.
Okay. Well, let's see how of that plays out. For Group G, there is Belgium, Egypt, another African country here, Iran, New Zealand.
Oh, straightforward.
Straightforward for who?
Oh, straightforward, Belgium.
Oh, you mean the way it's arranged now?
Yeah, straightforward.
They should remain like that.
Yeah, straightforward. Belgium,
Iran?
Belgium, Egypt. Yeah, Belgium, Egypt. Iran are a solid side,
Okay.
but I'm still sticking with Egypt to
So
qualify.
Belgium and Egypt to qualify.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Kwachi. Same.
Yeah, Belgium and Egypt. I like the look. I like the look of Belgium. If
Iran
I'm
will
being fair.
shock you guys.
They're past the golden generation, but
Hey.
it's 3:30. FIFA are letting you know that.
Okay, you relax. We'll
Sorry.
do
15 minutes.
45. Yes,
Yeah.
let's do 45. Let's quickly get to.
I mean, I'll just finish on that. I think
Yeah.
Belgium have a good chance. It's
Of
just
course,
I
yeah.
don't like the change of coaches too much, but I think they have a good squad.
Okay, so Group H, Spain, Capo Verde, another African country. Capo Verde making their debut at the World Cup. Saudi Arabia, then Uruguay. In there, this is not straightforward, guys.
Straightforward.
It is
Spain, Uruguay.
Spain, Uruguay. Okay,
Yeah.
no, straight for us in like because the
Oh
arrangement
no,
of
no,
this.
no, not that.
Uruguay is bottom.
Yeah.
So that's the
So
problem.
Uruguay, Spain.
Okay, Uruguay, Spain for Kwashi same.
Yeah, Uruguay, Spain. I mean,
Is Spain one of the favorites to win the?
Yes.
They have to be
Yes.
coming back on the back of their Euro-winning campaign, and if you look at the quality,
perfect blend
the
of youth
squad,
and experience under De La Fuente, right?
The question about who their starting goalkeeper should be, I thought that was
that's the thing with the Spanish national team. I've always
I understand.
the last friendly
I understand David Raya is going to start.
David Raya.
Yes,
Raya
because I
really
look at Unai Simon. He's been making mistakes consistently.
Yeah, different World Cups. I
He's
think
been making mistakes.
Garcia has a good shout to start because of how well he's played.
I will start David Raya. I mean, you don't win the Golden Gloves award for like what
3 seasons.
Seasons in a row
and
miss out on
be on the bench.
I've heard the argument that the reason Raya has more clean sheets
because of the
Garcia has a
defense.
better save percentage in terms of shot save, but
that's La Liga. I mean, La Liga, how many shots do they even attempt? So I'll go with David Raya.
Okay.
Yeah, because Unai Simon, he keeps on making mistakes.
Yeah.
He keeps on making mistakes. Very eager, overly too eager to rush out of his post. Sometimes too overly eager to make the pass. Start a build up, and he ends up making the wrong pass. So I'll pick David Raya to start in goal.
I think Spain have the best squad, but they just with most teams we have seen, they don't have a clinical striker.
Yeah,
Torres probably starts.
Ferran Torres.
Surprise for the call for Borja Iglesias. That's a very left field call, but I think they have a good enough team all around, especially when I look at the midfield. That I think that they are definitely one of the favorites.
Okay. Quickly to the next group. That's Group I. That's France, Senegal, Iraq, Norway. Iraq played Spain yesterday, right? The game ended in a 1-0 draw. First game is between France and Senegal. Should be good. Yeah.
France, Senegal.
Is this pretty straightforward? No way. We should not.
They were unbeaten in their qualifying campaign.
Yeah, no way.
A lot of people are not talking about.
They have an incredible
France and Senegal to qualify.
Really?
France and Senegal to qualify. And if there's possibility of they finishing as one of the best third place teams, then I'll go for Norway. Norway and the German group, maybe Ecuador or Cote d'Ivoire. So those two nations are my picks to qualify as the two best third place teams.
Okay.
Yeah. So Norway as more or less with an asterisk.
Okay.
But the ones to qualify automatically, I'll go with France and Senegal.
Okay. So because of time, I want us to jump to the so Kwachi, do Group J for me: Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and then Jordan.
Yes, a lot of
Jordan also making their debut, one of the debutants in the group, or at the World Cup in Group J. So Jordan, Austria, Algeria, Argentina. Pretty straightforward for you.
Yeah, I think it's Austria. Austria and Argentina. Algeria didn't impress me as much during the AFCON run under Petkovic.
Yeah.
And maybe again one of those asterisks, maybe third place teams. But I'm definitely looking at Argentina. Argentina are definitely again one of the favorites, probably to go at least to reach another final, similar with France, similar the way France did. And I think Austria also dark horses to probably progress further than everyone expects.
Yeah, I side with Kwache, Argentina and Austria for me. And unfortunately for Algeria, I don't see them progressing as one of the third best placed teams, because this is one of those groups where I don't see a lot of goals in there, and I see a lot of drawn results. So between Algeria and Austria, I see a draw in there.
Draw game.
So I don't think they will accumulate enough points. That will put them in good position to progress as one of the best third place teams.
Okay. In Group K, there's Colombia, DR Congo, Portugal, Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan are also making their debut at this year's World Cup.
Yeah, straightforward. Colombia, Portugal. This one, no third place.
Sebastian Desabre, he can't clinch the third place.
No, I don't see. So Portugal, Colombia for me.
I see how. Sorry, quickly on that.
Portugal, DR Congo. I think
Portugal and DR Congo.
Yeah, I think the experience that they had, especially going via the playoff round past Nigeria and then having to go through Jamaica, I think it's helped them prepare them for tournament football. And that maybe a lot of teams that may now be, obviously it's been a while out, I think in March, but there'll be teams that will be now adjusting to the flow of it, whereas they already know what the stakes are given what they've had to go through. So I think DR Congo could pick a surprise in Portugal.
Okay, and then the final group,
Portugal, the
Yeah,
one
yeah,
thing
good
that stands in their way of Portugal being a dark horse contender or one of the favorites to win the title is their coach. Because you have a world-class midfield. It is set up for you, but for some strange reason, I wouldn't be surprised Roberto Martinez would end up benching Bruno Fernandes and starting Bernardo Silva. I see it happening, where you already have Vitinha, you already have Joao Neves.
Yeah.
The guy who will line up next to them ideally should be Bruno Fernandes. But for some strange reason, I see Roberto Martinez starting Bernardo Silva ahead of Bruno Fernandes.
Okay.
And that, for me, is one of the reasons why I don't see them as favorites to win the tournament. Because already you have to compensate for the lack of mobility from Cristiano Ronaldo and his lack of defensive input.
Yeah.
So when you double that down or compound it by playing Bernardo Silva, then you're just asking for trouble. And so, they are good enough to qualify from this group. Well, I mean, easy. But when it gets to the crunch stages, the knockout stages, that's when it becomes a bit of an issue. And on top of that, you have lazy support strikers or wingers in Rafael Leao, Joao Felix, those guys. Nah, I don't see it.
I mean, Joao Felix is coming off a record-breaking season. I mean, not record-breaking, but he's coming off
a very impressive season.
Yeah,
That is Saudi League.
Okay.
As Al Nassr won the league.
Saudi League. It's a Saudi League.
Well, let's get to the final group. That's Group L. England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama in that group. Not a pretty straightforward group.
Yeah.
Not. Kwache?
Oh boy.
All biases aside.
All bias. I mean,
Yes, please. It's difficult to do it.
But bias aside, I think Croatia. I mean, obviously there's a running gag about Croatia that they should be tired by now, given the age of their squad. But I think they in the selection they'll have enough fresh blood to probably at least get past the group stage. But without all biases aside, I think England and Ghana probably squeeze through, because not player for player, but I think team for team. Sorry, not team for team. What am I looking for?
But what are you looking for?
If you look at Ghana, I think that we have the quality within the squad to beat Croatia, and that goes back to the point I was making about tournament.
Back in the day, that was my belief.
2006.
Like as at the last, like 6 months ago, 4 months, 5 months ago. That was my stance. Ghana will beat Croatia.
I remember you said something like there was an aging team.
Based on what has happened since then. I've reversed my stance.
Oh,
fair. If you go back to Ghana, I think Czech Republic back in 2006 when Ghana was facing Czech Republic, they were
highly ranked at the time.
Highly ranked, top 10 in the world.
I think they were number 2.
I think they were fourth.
By the
way, within
the top 5.
US and Czech Republic, top 5.
Yeah, and we managed to beat both of them, and that's just. It's a World Cup. There's also going to be the factor of conditions. I think there's going to be a lot of teams that will, even though it's probably going to be cool when they are playing, I think there are going to be certain teams that are going to struggle with the conditions as the tournament wears on. Obviously, there have been a lot of
struggling already.
I mean, they are preparing. So just to make sure that they will be in perfect condition to take on any weather issues.
Yeah, I mean, I think the teams that have already been there will also benefit. I don't know how long jet lag is a problem for some teams, but I think the teams that go there a bit late might struggle with adapting immediately to to the different time zone and the times that the matches be played.
And it depends
consistent
on your
regular body clock. Exactly.
It depends on
how far you
some
have to
countries
travel.
have not moved there.
Yeah, because maybe where they are going to camp.
Yeah.
The conditions are fair.
Okay.
It's not that hot, and on top of that, there's nothing like you're on a hilly place where you have to adapt to these issues.
Yeah, I mean, if you're somewhere in Canada closer to the north, you could probably have much cooler conditions.
Yeah. You definitely.
If you end up somewhere in Mexico. And
the southern part, Houston, California, you have Florida, Miami.
Yeah.
That's where England are.
Crazy.
Yeah, in Miami. So they are dealing with the heat.
And it's not even just during the game. It's going to also adapt into it, like when because you have to train during you can't train at night too. You can't follow the same routine. Otherwise, you also have to maybe train during the day and all that. But just on the group, that's why I think other factors can come in. Whether Ghana can necessarily be the team to benefit from that, like you said, it's hard to not be. It's hard to be unobjective about it. But looking at the situation, I think that Ghana are definitely one of those teams with enough quality. I don't know how much they take into the Wales game. There's been point that they made out that Wales themselves had not qualified for the World Cup. Half of the players they were thinking about, are we done so I can go on my vacation? Yeah. That's not the best test for it. We're playing against teams that have a lot more to play for. And as always, like just to bring it back,
you see the Spain-Iraq friendly.
No,
you watched it.
No.
Yeah, very intense.
Yeah,
very different from the Iraqi players were very intense. Whereas
it didn't look like
the Spanish players, they were trying to get some kind of rhythm going because usual starters, a lot of them didn't play.
I think,
and so
with Spain, I think their starting team is probably more sure than the other team players that have to make their way in. But I think Ghana has the quality to make it through. This could be an interesting group. Like I said, the point is it hinges on the first game against Panama. You win the first game against Panama, it's an entirely different tournament. You lose the first game against Panama, hypothetically, and then the situation is before we even get into the second and third game, it's an entirely difficult. It's a mountain to climb.
Your chances of clinching results in those two games.
As I was saying with the location,
very difficult.
So for instance, South Africa, they moved to Mexico quite early on. Yeah, because they had to adapt to the altitude. Yes, they had to adapt to the altitude. So they moved quite early to Mexico to adapt to the altitude.
Yeah.
And so I think it depends on location.
Yeah, but
if you are based in New York, I mean,
but there's also one thing adapting to where you are located, at the temperature, the conditions, then adapting to the way you go and play the match, the conditions that.
Yeah. I mean, if you are based, like I said, if you are based, you are going to be
especially in three countries. You are not even including the fact that you have to travel in between. Sometimes you have to move between countries, and then it's going to be a lot for the players. And I think all that can also show on the field, of play when they start playing the games, how it affects the players.
So Group L for me, England and Croatia.
England and Croatia
to qualify. England and Croatia to qualify. I don't see Ghana qualify.
Only one not in the Ghana jersey is not back in Ghana to go through.
Oh no, I mean.
Well, let's see. Yeah, so that's our predictions for the group games from Group A to Group L. We'll see if it comes to fruition, and then when the tournament kicks off on June 11 between Mexico and South Africa, the first game. It's time now to share your thoughts with us. 0539986996 0539986996, or you can call us on 0549986996 0549986996. Let me take some messages on the WhatsApp console, and then I'll quickly run you through some of the friendly games. Some countries are also prepping. Michael from Adenta says, let's not forget how they went toe-to-toe with Argentina in the last World Cup and lost on penalty shootout. Netherlands is really underrated. Okay, Raymond Decoder inside Tema Community 4 says, good afternoon, Gabi. Although my country Ghana has qualified, I support Portugal to win the World Cup. I see. On YouTube too, Wilson Club says the World Cup could be the worst tournament ever. Okay. All right. Let me take our first caller. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
My name is Habib, calling from Koforubia.
Your name is?
Habib, calling from Koforubia.
Hamidu, talk to me. I believe you listened to us throughout the show. We previewed the games and all of that. What are your thoughts?
Ever since you began the program. And in fact, some of your guys are written Ghana off. You see, there's anything to happen in football. You see, when Chelsea was going to play PSG in the Club World Cup final, everybody predicted the draw of PSG. But at the end of the day, I'm the coach of Chelsea and his boys. You can see, the chef will decide whether Ghana can qualify. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. 0539969996 0549986996. Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
Kobe calling from Teshimongo.
Kobe, talk to me. We're previewing the World Cup games. What are your thoughts?
I want to talk about the Black Stars. To me, I think our squad we are taking to the World Cup is an average squad. I don't have less confidence in this squad going to the World Cup. I think we are just going to show up, play 3 games, and come back home. We decided to leave behind some of our best players and rather go with substandard players. So, as those are the handlers of the Black Stars, decision to go with substandard players instead of some of our best players, leaving them behind. I don't think going to the World Cup we are going to do much. So that's my take. Even look at our juvenile teams. We are even struggling to qualify for some of the best, some of the big competitions out there, because we are not going with our best. Like what Wilson Atta said on this very platform some weeks back on Citi Breakfast Show with Ben Attah, when he categorically said most of the football people like to get to the FA so that they can get the advantage of putting their players into the juvenile team so that they can market them out there to sell, get opportunity to sell them, get money to run their clubs. So they've turned our juvenile teams into a grounds to market their players instead of going across the country, getting the best of talent, drafting them into our juvenile teams so that at least after some years they can groom them and move them into the Black Stars and make the Black Stars stronger. They further turn into grounds to market their players. So this is how we are doing our football. We are just going to waste money and come back home. That is what pains me. If you look at the businesses I run and the taxes I pay, we are just going to waste all this money and just come back home with nothing. That's my take. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. 053996 0549986996. Call us, let's get talking. You can also send us your thoughts on 0539966996. We're previewing the World Cup games. The tournament kicks off on June 11. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
Hello.
Hi, your name, please.
Yeah, my name is Prince, calling from 37.
Prince, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Talk to me. What are your expectations for the World Cup? The Black Stars, your country, to win the tournament?
Yeah, as for the expectations, it's being managed. It's not too high, it's not too low. It's just in between, right in between. So I don't think I would have to raise my expectations so much. I just want the guys to have fun. Just go play your football, be okay, and we'll come back. If it so happens that we do well, that's fine. We are supporting them. If we don't do well, that's also good. We support them either way. So I think we are just a fair team. I think we are just a fair team, and moving forward, we shouldn't raise our expectations so much. So I have a question though.
Please proceed.
Hello. Yes. A couple of weeks ago, you made a statement that you'd be showing the World Cup live. Does it still hold?
Yes, we'll bring you the games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. 053996 0549
Go and have fun.
86, yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, but you can't go and have fun
take all the money and go and have fun.
The money, serious money is being paid. And I know people are going to say, oh yeah, it's FIFA money, it's FIFA money. But people,
it's taxpayers' money.
Let's not get it twisted. It's not FIFA money, because the FIFA money is finished.
Yeah.
It's gone. On the average, you spend about $1.2 million per every Black Stars game.
Mm-hmm.
You play 10 qualification games, multiplied by 10. Is that not what? $12.1 million. $12.1 million is gone.
Yeah.
The FIFA money that will come in for group stage is $10.5 million.
Okay.
Until Ghana gets to the quarterfinal, we'll be operating at a deficit.
Yeah,
so until Ghana gets to the quarterfinals where we can break even and make profit, we are operating at a deficit. So the $100,000 per player that's been given us appearance fee, it is our money. So they can't go there and go and have fun. Have fun on whose account?
Okay. Hi, you know where you're calling us from? Your name is what, please? I didn't hear you. Your name is what? William, can you position yourself? Well, your line breaks. Yeah, your line is a bit fuzzy, so just position yourself. Yes, I can hear you. Talk to me.
I don't know why people are so pessimistic. That is the work that we have. And I am sure that they are going to beat a man has, Panama has, and do England, and then Croatia, in position for quarterfinals. So we are going to believe that that is the material they have to manage for now. So we are going back to get to quarterfinals. That is it. Thank you.
All right. 05399696 05499696. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
Hello, my name is Egesis. I'm calling from East Airport.
Your name is?
Egesis. It's a bit foreign, so unfortunately my parents gave me
my guy. Is that a name be a bit foreign? Hey, Charlie, talk to me. You be hard guy.
Charlie, I'm part of the Gen Zs that support Black Stars, unfortunately. And we grew up hearing stories about the Black Stars, but me being a Gen Z and not seeing so much of Black Stars, all I want is two things. Don't make my memories as terrible as the past, because we keep on hearing about Coach A, Coach B, Coach C. All we want is good transition football, because that's what I see, and that's what the coach is giving to us. Take advantage of every opportunity we have, and please, for heaven's sake, each players have family. Let's take it easy on them. After all, when it's all said and done, when they do well, we hail them. But when they also don't do well, let's find ways of actually addressing them better. The criticism is nice. It's kind of like, it would be nicer if it's said in a better way. And I want to give a big shout out to the team. You guys actually make me enjoy football more. Coming from a Gen Z person, I enjoy football more when I watch the Citi Sports team. And thank you so much for making World Cup updates for us, because we the Gen Zs, we watch things, we see so many updates, but we don't get it from the Ghanaian perspective. So it's an amazing show. Thank you so much.
Bless up. Thank you too for calling us. We'll take our final two callers and then it's a wrap. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? Your name, please.
I'm good. My name is Joe Milo. How are you guys?
Your name is?
Shining Brother 1 and Shining Brother 2. My name is Joe Milo. I'm calling from US.
Oh, okay. Talk to me. Shining Brother 1 and 2 is doing good.
Yeah, right. Is it appropriate for this question? Where is Benjamin? Is he okay, Benjamin? It's been a long time I have.
Yes, he's doing okay. He's doing very fine.
All right. Somebody told me that he left my city from and all right, thank you. Anyway, you guys are doing a great job, and I always listen to you guys both Friday 9, and you guys are really doing well. Well, with respect to Black Star, I wish them well. We're hoping for the best, and definitely I'm going to watch Ghana and England. Well, if my wish for my household to be at peace, if in case we don't come up from the group stage and we score the Prey Lions, I'm going to be very happy with that. That is what I want. You guys have a great weekend, okay?
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate your time too for calling us 05399696. We'll take our final caller and then it's a wrap. Hi, and where are you calling us from? Okay, we don't have our caller yet. 05399696 0549986996. Freeman from Teshi Nungwai State says, blessed day, Gabby and your guys. Argentina will win the World Cup in the final against Spain. So you mean Argentina defending the title. Hi, then where are you calling us from?
I'm Ifa Forsen, calling from Alabama.
Your name is?
Ifa Forsen.
Ifa Forsen, how are you doing? You're our final caller.
I'm doing well.
Great. Talk to me.
How do you call it? Yahweh Minta was saying something which were not factually true. That for the past 3 World Cups, Germany have not been able to go through the group stage. But it is only 2. The 2018 one and the 2022 one. And he was also saying Ivory Coast might beat Germany. But as for Germans, they can never be underrated though. because I don't remember any African team beating Germany in the World Cup. I don't know if any African team has beaten Germany before. And also, you said Germany, they don't have fast central defenders, but Germans have never had fast central defenders. They always play as a unit. And about our African brothers, apart from Morocco and maybe Senegal, and somehow Ghana relying on the wings of luck, I don't see any of them going beyond the group stage. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. That's our final caller in there. Guys, just concluding thoughts, and then we are out of here. Right, guys, let me take concluding thoughts. And the tournament starts on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So how many sleeps more to do, or sleep 9?
I think 4. About
4, 5
more
nights,
sleeps,
yeah. And then the World Cup is here. Everything can wait. Kwache, quick thoughts, and then we take the show.
Yeah, it should be an exciting tournament, and regardless of everything, it's the World Cup, and I think it's a bit like how the Olympics is sometimes, but once it starts, I think people will be able to realize like the emotion behind it, how much it means to every country, and I think it does in a way that's different from in a way that only football can. So I think it'll be exciting to see, and hopefully as Ghanaians, like you said, we hope Ghana can make it a spectacle and keep the emotional investment for Ghanaians in it much longer. But I think regardless, it should be a wonderful World Cup. The USA, America, Canada, Mexico, it's going to be. I'd say that's the capitalist, the capital of the world. Yeah. And coming to meet probably the biggest global, sporting event, not even just football, sporting event. I think it should be exciting for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh yes. The World Cup has, in terms of the hype, it hasn't been the best.
Yeah, far from it. Even the countries who are hosting it.
Yeah, you can't even feel it properly because of a whole lot of issues going on with the host nation, the main
geopolitical tensions and all that.
Yeah, the main host nation, the geopolitical tensions, and the fact that you have a president.
But to be fair, don't you remember feeling like this for Qatar as well?
No, Qatar, around this time, the fever, you could feel the fever. You could feel the ambience. You could get it. You could get it. It was palpable. But this one is like, because there are so many things going on, and it involves the primary host nation of the tournament, and comes with a lot of controversies. On top of that, the president himself has also put himself in the center of all the controversy.
He did the same thing. Just in football in terms, I think that obviously the Club World Cup too didn't excite like that, but I think that once it got to the good matches, once it got to a certain point, and people
paid attention.
Yeah, and I just feel like this is a World Cup. I agree with everything he said, and I think that that's true, and I think that it will affect the outside, maybe the atmosphere itself within the country. But I feel like for those watching on, seeing a World Cup, all they will see is World Cup. Ghana is at the World Cup, and I don't know. I feel like maybe when it starts, it might feel a bit different. I agree with everything.
People would follow from afar. That's what I honestly believe, and because they more or less create some kind of distance between themselves and the game itself, not like necessarily immersed in it. At least up until the start of the tournament. That's why you don't get that fever that you usually get when the World Cup is 5 days away. Because at the end of the day, there's a polarizing figure leading the primary host nation. Yeah. And so some people hate him, some people love him, some people love America, a lot of people hate America because of everything that's going on. So it's made things a little bit detached in terms of how people want to involve themselves in the competition. But once the tournament starts, I think it will close out a little bit. That gap will whittle down a little bit, and then we'll see people getting that groove or getting into the groove of the World Cup. But I still don't see it being able to get to the height of, let's say, the 2022 World Cup. Definitely not the 2010 World Cup. I don't see it happening.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Now, Jamie and Manuel Angelo Kwache. We'll back same time next week. The time the tournament would have kicked off. And, certain results would have trickled in as well. Technical support from Daniel Squashy. Many thanks for listening. 97.3, the Republic of Football. I'm Gabia. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.